That's right, folks. The bitch is back. This is Sam Cheney reporting for WeaponizedNews.com. Today's March 29th, 2017. Report out of Zero Hedge. Hillary slams Trump in first post-election law speech. Resist, insist, persist, enlist. Why she's not in prison is beyond me. Here she is, clad in her purple suit, inferring that we have a purple
Well, we haven't seen much of
color
Hillary Clinton
revolution
since the
in this
election,
country.
but
Let's hear
today
this
she was
report
back
out
in the
of
spotlight in the Bay Area.
San Francisco.
It is great to be back in San Francisco.
She took center stage at the Professional Businesswomen of California conference. Melissa Cain is here with Clinton's message to the sold-out crowd. Melissa?
Yeah, Liz, in some of her sharpest political comments since her presidential loss, Clinton took the country's new leaders, to task for not inviting any women to the table for their recent discussions on insurance coverage for maternity care and birth control.
Well, a provocative opinion piece in the New York Times this week argues that it may not be an oversight at all, but an intentional signal. Don't worry, the men are in charge of everything. My favorite sort of take on these pictures, maybe you saw it, was the one of
I can't even barely listen to her speak. It makes me sick. Continuing to preach division, continuing to try and undermine the American electorate. She should be in prison. I mean, it's truly disgusting. Under the banner of hashtag inclusion, AP reports Clinton criticized Republicans on everything from health care, calling last week's failure of the GOP bill a victory for all Americans. And of course, she's for all women, right? That was the only reason that she really said to even vote for her. Her only issue was that she was a woman. And of course, complaining that there's not enough women at the table when Kellyanne Conway was the first woman to ever be the campaign manager of a winning presidential candidate. There are women in Trump's administration. His daughter, Ivanka, is there. One of his head spokesmen, the daughter of Huckabee, is there. And so there's a bunch of women around Trump. It's completely utterly ridiculous. But it goes on. She's back. Why is she not in prison? She needs to go to prison. Truly disgusting. The bitch is back with her new slogan. She says, it's not the kinds of things you think about when you take long walks in the woods. These are bad policies that will help people and take our country in the wrong direction, Clinton said. And her new slogan is resist, insist, persist, and enlist. Instead of trying to help unite America, she continues to divide America. And of course, national white women voted 43% for Clinton to 53% for Donald Trump, a part of why he won. And that's out of CNN National Exit Poll, if you could believe those polls. But yes, she's back preaching division. And of course, the favorability ranking of Hillary Clinton and the Democrats continues to decline, but they don't care because they're lying criminal scumbags that want a purple color revolution in this country. She needs to be in prison along with the rest of her criminal cartel. And remember, she colluded with the mainstream media. She's part of treason against this country. She's violated the Espionage Act with her private server. And it goes on and on and on. So be aware. The bitch is back. Do your own research about the crimes of Hillary Clinton and why she needs to be in prison. Subscribe to this channel, speak out, and take action.
Ideas are bulletproof.
The great story here for anybody willing to find it and write about it and explain it is this vast right-wing conspiracy.
It's no secret that we're going up against some pretty powerful forces that will do and spend whatever it takes to advance a very different vision for America.
I'll tell you a couple of stories about fraud.
She didn't just delete tens of thousands of those emails, she wiped the server clean.
What, like with a cloth or something?
Personal emails are my personal business. You know, let's release everything. Let's let everybody in America see what I did for 4 years.
But as I said, I saw it as a matter of convenience, and it was allowed. Others had done it.
So that's all I can say.
The server will remain private.
Here's the problem. Their stories have not been the same up to this point. The State Department stories in the two cases have not been the same up to this point. That's why these two federal judges have personally gotten involved in an area where federal judges never get involved, called discovery, the gathering of evidence pre-trial. That's done lawyer against lawyer without a judge involved. You have two cases here. One a federal judge appointed by Ronald Reagan, one a federal judge appointed by Bill Clinton, both saying the same things about her. There's too much deception here. Mrs. Clinton, when you speak to me, you will certify under penalty of perjury that you're telling the truth.
We have turned over the server. They can do whatever they want to with the server to figure out what's there, what's not there.
Going through the emails, there were over 60,000 in total sent and received. About half were work-related and went to the State Department, and about half were personal.
When you speak to the public, you say, I turned over everything. That's, for the most part, a direct quote. When you talk to the public, you say, I turned over everything.
That's for the, people investigating it to try to figure out. But we turned over everything that was work-related. Every single thing.
90 to 95% of my work-related emails were in the state system. If they wanted to see them, they would certainly have been able to do so.
You know what? That is maybe the 10th time you have cited that figure today.
It is.
And I have not heard anyone other than you ever cite that figure. Who told you that 90 to 95% of your emails were in the State Department system? Who told you that?
We learned that from the State Department in their analysis of the emails that were already on the system.
The Inspector General report found that less than 1% of State Department emails, record emails, were captured. So they give a number of less than 1%, and you give a number of 90%.
I have absolute confidence that everything that could be in any way connected to work is now in the possession of the State Department.
This pile represents the emails that you sent or received about Libya in 2011, from February through December of 2011. This pile represents the emails you sent or received from early 2012 until the day of the attack. There are 795 emails in this pile. We've counted them. There are 67 emails in this pile in 2012. And I'm troubled by what I see here. I can only conclude by your own records that there was a lack of interest in Libya in 2012.
What difference at this point does it make?
When I think back now to that day and what she knew, you know, it shows me